Hey everybody, my name is John from Community Life Church, and this is Meals Ready to Eat from the Bible. We would really appreciate a like and subscribe. Hey everybody, today's episode is Know God's Will. We can walk, that is live, if we know God and know His purposes. We can know these things and we can walk the way God wants us to walk. Okay, now, every day we must make decisions. How do we react to obnoxious people? What if I'm the obnoxious person? What happens when I don't get what I want? How do I respond to the news we hear? Big thing today, you're always hearing bad news no matter where you turn. So where do I live? What job do I take? Who do I marry? There's decisions and there's decisions and there's decisions. Well, this short passage in Colossians, we're going to start taking a look at Colossians, tells us, it walks us through the steps we have to take to learn to make good, righteous, and godly decisions. So let's go see what it says. We'll get this up on the screen here. This is Colossians chapter 1, verses 9 through 12. See it right there on the top. And we'll just read it and understand and see what God is saying to us today in this passage. Okay. For this reason, starting in verse 9, also, since the day we have heard of it, we have not ceased to pray for you and to ask that you may be filled with the knowledge of His will and all spiritual wisdom and understanding, so that you will walk in a manner worthy of the Lord, to please Him in all respects, bearing fruit in every good work, and increasing in the knowledge of God, strengthened with all power according to His glorious might, for the attaining of all steadfastness and patience, joyously giving thanks to the Father, who has qualified us to share in the inheritance of the saints in light. That's Colossians 1, 9 through 12. Let's break this down, see, what is God saying to you and to me today, and how do I get to know Him, and what do I got to do, and how do I make good decisions? Well, first of all, we have to gain the knowledge of His will. And then we have to gain spiritual wisdom and understanding, knowing God's will and purpose, and being able to tell the difference between what He wants and what I want and what the world wants. It's all important. So to do that, we got to spend time with God. Then spend time with God, get to know Him. We can walk worthy of Jesus, can live worthy of Jesus. We can please Him. Well, how do we please Him? By walking the same way He walked. It's very simple. Because we know Him and know His will, we can walk the way He walked. Important point. And we can bear fruit in good works. Yes, there are good works we all have to do, we're all called to do. I know in some circles that's a bad word, but it's by grace through faith, and faith leads us to good works. So how do we do these works? What if they're hard to do? Well, we can be strengthened with His power, not my power, His power. Your power, my power is all nothing. His power is everything. That same power which raised Jesus from the dead, which created the world, which calmed the seas, all that power can work through us. So what's it work through us to do? Well, we can be steadfast, we can be patient, we can be joyful in whatever God has laid out before us, no matter what assails us in this world. And we can be thankful for the will of God. We can be thankful that we know Him, just walking through these steps. So then we know that God has qualified us. We don't qualify ourselves. We don't fill out a form. We don't achieve. God qualifies us to share in the inheritance that He has created for us. All right, an inheritance is something you get when someone dies. Jesus died and was raised again, so we get that inheritance. And this infuses this knowledge and this knowing Him, this going after Him, this seeking Him, infuses all the decisions we make and everything we say, and it changes it all to have a godly purpose. Much like making a cup of tea. Dip that tea bag up and down in the water, let it steep in the water, and it changes the water to something else, changes it to tea from just plain old hot water. It's the same thing with knowing God and going after Him. So we can walk like Jesus. We can learn to live rightly if we spend time with God, if we learn to know Him. How do we do this? We read His Word. We go to church. We listen to His people. We listen to godly leaders. And then we will learn about Him, and that is good news. Thanks for watching. You can join us Sunday morning, 10:30 at 20 West Main Street, Catskill, New York. Can't make it? You can stream our services live on YouTube or Facebook, which you can find on our web at clchurch.cc. That's clchurch.cc. Don't forget to follow us throughout the week for devotions and times of sharing from leaders and staff. Leave a comment, leave a like, whatever you want. And thanks once again.